Hopefully live. I've turned up a bit early. I got finished a bit early, so I thought I'd come on a bit early. And then if it runs on a bit, we can stay a while. Good evening, everyone. I've actually set it up wrong, so I don't know if I've come out on a different stream key or what, but now there's 2 thumbs up on there, so who knows, eh? So I didn't think I was going to get in while 10 o'clock, and unfortunately, when you set up on an Apple iPhone, it won't let you do it in half an hour. You can only do it in hours. I've used the world's worst glasses cleaners to clean my glasses, and it looks like I've washed them with fish and chip paper from back in the day. So hopefully we'll get a few people in. Good evening, Graham, spelt correctly. How you doing? I'm just going to have to get another glasses wipe because I can't see. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see them. The smears on here are unbelievable. You can actually see the smear, can't you? Look at the state of that. We got some glasses cleaners from Poundland, not Poundland. I think it might have been Poundland actually, and that's why they were £1. I'll give you the same view as what I have. Who's that? What a mess. Hopeless things. The cat wanted to go out, so I've let him out, and he's chucking it down rain. So he's sat outside thinking, I didn't actually want to go out. Makes me head heaved. Well, it is anyway. What's new? What's new, pussycat? I've just been waiting to go on a TikTok stream with Benidorm TikTok guide, but never saw it. Anyway, in the end, it got too late, and I thought I can't be bothered. It's amazing because you get on TikTok, you'll get like 60,000 subscribers, and you go live, and 12 people watch. Crazy. Or you like when you go riding about, he goes riding about on his mobility scooter with a camera on it, and loads of people watch. But then like they're all sat there. Nice crappy audio. You know, everybody's on a phone, and every time anybody talks, you can hear it 10 times. So. I can't really get on with TikTok, to be honest. I don't mind watching it, but there's a lot of people on there that are dramatic. It's like here in the olden days. There we go. I can actually see now. Again, I've got the problem where I have to keep doing that. Hello, 5 people. If you want to speak in the chat, it's a lot easier to talk to you than at you. It's live for the second time today. I decided to do a live earlier on today as well, which went quite well, which is really nice. Good views on Twitch. I had a go on Twitch, but I can't really... Seren Rose, how you doing? Nice to see you. I don't know. You need to get going. What are we doing? I'm just sat here chatting. Just random lives. Just pop up, sit there chatting to people who come in. Anybody that speaks, I answer them. Anybody that's rude, we have a bit of a play with them, and then if they get too bad, we throw them out. But other than that, it's fine. Look at my fancy cup. Can't tell you where it come from because I've no idea. It's actually got sent this for the by the postcode lottery. Yeah, I was watching. There's one called Phoenix Shit Show or something like that. Shit something, and she's not there naked or anything like that, but she knows how to chat to older men, I think. And she's got member after member, and she does a live stream for a couple of hours, and she gets 45,000 views. I'll send you a link. I sat watching her, and I worked out she's absolutely mental, and but she knows full well how to get these guys with the just to get the time around a little finger. Where to get the microphone from? Amazon. It's actually a a DJI Mic Mini. I'll just show you it. It's not as complicated as it looks. You can buy that part off Amazon, and then you just put a DJI Mic Mini on the top of it. This obviously is a pop filter. You put that on there. The microphone stands are all separate, but you can pick them up on there as well. And the reason I do it, you can go live from a phone, and you can get a decent audio with it. I've also got decent. I've got a computer set up upstairs, and that's got really good microphones on it. But this time of year, I've got no heating upstairs, and you think, well, it's nice and warm down here. I might as well just fire it up here. I've got a neutral background, and if I'm doing it on a phone, I might as well just sit here and do it. Last Thursday night stream ended up being 2 hours long. It was it got to the stage where even I had to go to bed and I work nights. That was a good stream. That I really enjoyed that. You need to go, but you'll leave a like. Thank you very much for popping in. Now lunchtime, 2 hours. The best part of 2 hours, hour and 3/4, something like that. We just got chatting, and I was going to go, and different people kept coming in, and we got onto some fairly deep conversations. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely. It's well worth watching back, that one, especially from 3/4 of the way through. We got on about all sorts of different things, and it was just a group of people who I think I've streamed to most of them for years, and I've met. I think I'd met at least one of them. I definitely knew one of them. I'm not going to say who his name was because I've met him a few times, and we were just sat chatting about stuff. And it was like one of them, wasn't it? Really, it would have been even more fun to get them all in a Zoom room or something like that and just chat to them. And then last Wednesday, obviously before last Thursday, I went for a bike ride and 480 people watched the stream, which was pretty good. Hello, I'm a Muslim. Nope, I don't have any problems whatsoever with anybody any people that are. So we're not going to go down that route. So there we are. That's what I've got to say about that, really. All genders, all religions, all races are welcome. There we go. How's that? Apart from Americans. They've got to be. No, I don't want to convert to Islam. Thank you very much. I'm happy if you're happy doing it, but I really don't want to. I don't want to convert to anything. I'm not religious in any way. I hope you're not one of them trolls that's come in here just to get all the attention for yourself. Because nobody normally takes notice of you when you're out. Yeah, but what do they call it? I'm not atheist. Well, I am, nearly, I would have thought. But that's another thing we were on about the other day, was even atheists, when anything goes wrong, they look up in the air like that. And they go. So what are you looking at if you don't believe in it? That's the way it is. We all do it, don't we? No, I don't want to convert to anything. Thank you very much. What would I like to be? I'd like to convert to being a billionaire, if that's okay. A billionaire megalomaniac. I could take over Greenland. Do you watch Jonathan Pye, Graham? I'm sure you must have done. He must have turned up in one of your reels or shorts or something like that. He is absolute class. I would imagine you've seen him, so I'm not telling you what he's like, but just puzzles away, doesn't he? And then all of a sudden, do you believe in asthma? Absinthe? Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? You can actually get tickets to watch him live. It's brilliant. The one about a certain tanned country leader, should I say, megalomaniac, loony. The one just after he decided they were going to visit Greenland was hilarious, absolutely hilarious. And it was on about people saying, "Oh, well, why don't you please come across here and invade the USA?" He said, "If you think that, you're insane." I don't know. We've got 4 thumbs up anyway, so that's a positive. Mohammed was a paedophile, all right, yeah. let's not go through this. If you want to do that, go and find somebody else's chat to do it in. It'd be better, wouldn't it, really? Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much for that. Great. We're not all about that. Go and hijack somebody else's chat, or go and get into a Zoom room and talk about it yourself. Because the thing is with religion, if I'm a different religion to you and you don't like my religion and I don't like yours, the fact that we argue for 2 days solid will make no difference to it whatsoever. Because there's no way you're going to change your mind and there's no way I'm going to change mine. So it's pointless exercise, really. It's a bit like politics, really, because if your politics are your politics, and if somebody comes up to you and say, well, the bloke that you support is rubbish, you're not going to immediately go, oh, all right, then I'll follow the one you do, because you're obviously right, are you? You know, that's the way it works. So you just have to leave people to their own opinions, because we're all human beings and we've all got different opinions. Otherwise, it'd be a pretty boring old life, wouldn't it? Very samey. So I tend not to argue about stuff like that. Apart from the day after, I do find it quite funny when people are staunch something, and then when they get in, they're not staunch to them anymore. They always sort of say, "Oh well, if these hadn't have got in, it'd have been a lot better." So, well, why did you vote for them then? Oh, I thought it would be better. So we've only got to look back in history, and it wasn't better. Just using the last of that glasses wipe on cleaning my phone. Excellent. But it's surprising how people will argue about all sorts of things, isn't it, really? They'll fight about it. I mean, football teams, because you support a different football team, is it a reason to have a fight? Probably not. I suppose if you want to, it is. Only thing I argue about is Bakewell tarts. A nice bit of bake. I tell you what, I'm not bothered what religion you are, but do not steal my Bakewell, my bit of Bakewell. Yeah, of course it does. Yeah. I saw Stu one day. He went for a ride on his bike, and it was lovely. I was watching the way, and he pulls up, and he said, "Just got a coffee and a bit of Bakewell," and we've been going on about it ever since. I don't know. I actually went live with two windows, but I don't know what happened because I hadn't invited anybody in. So I think you've got to invite somebody in before you start. Because what I was imagining was going live with two windows, and then if anybody wanted to pop in and have a chat, I was going to open them up. But it doesn't work the same as that. It doesn't work the same as Zoom. I think you have to already have them in there before you go live. How you doing, Stu? How's everything going? Are you all right? What was I watching the other day? Yours? I can't remember. I do watch a lot of your stuff. I put your little spanner on there so you can share your channel out and stuff like that, because I found it really hard to do on a phone. Love the Bakewell tart. Remember, I had an e-liquid flavour just like that. Tons of it. I can't remember what the name at. What was that company called? They did a really good one. I've got a bottle of it upstairs still. Is Mr. Intense in? I think he'd had a little drinky the other night because I woke up and I've got 100 likes on my Instagram at some random time in the morning. So I don't know whether he'd had a few sherbets or what, but there was 100 likes on my Instagram and they were all him. So I've never done Instagram for a long, long time, and I suddenly thought, well, it's somewhere else to put your stuff on. So I just started loading a few bits up. And I've got a sort of a second Facebook account, which it's called Mickey Love. But the only reason I called it that was to park it. That was you sober, all right, sorry. I only left it. I just called it that to park it because it won't let me call it Walking with Mick. So I just left it there. And I didn't realise every time you share on every time you share on Instagram, it shares to this Facebook thing. So I'm here and boring everyone with my health problems at the moment. Oh, nice. Oh, well, I'll definitely watch that then, Stu. And then play it again, just in case I missed it the first time. Probably not. So we're coming up for Scan Day this Saturday. So hopefully that gets over with as soon as possible because it's driving me bloody mad. Louise, I don't know if you've seen, she was, I shared it out on my Facebook. I don't know how many people are on my Facebook, but she was interviewed by the BBC this week, or last week, should I say, and they put it's up on their website. I've shared it out uh, on my Facebook. I don't know anybody what's on there, though, to be honest. I ought to share it out on here, really. I'll see if I can do it. Because when they first said she was stage 4, she went through some counselling. And she said the counselling was the difference between going to bed, pulling the covers over your head and staying there till you died, or actually getting out and living the rest of your life. So the government have cancelled the funding for it. So the nurses that did it, did the counselling, asked her to, if she wanted to do an interview about it, to raise awareness of what they were doing. So that's what she did. So it's on the BBC website. How is life now become a man of the cloth? I've got the wrong shirt on tonight. But I thought that was quite funny, that wasn't it? I watched it back and I said to Sue, I said, "What's this? We've just had some right fun." And I really enjoyed doing that. That was a good laugh, that was. And it was a really good show. I was just desperate for a laugh, and that's exactly what I got. Obviously, Steve's been struggling a bit. His diabetes is all over the place. Don't want to go on like a hospital chat. But people do struggle with different things in their life. And Steve had been struggling for a few weeks, and I think he was ready for a really good laugh as well. Life's hard, isn't it, sometimes? So that was a good place to be funny. And especially my new e-juice called Rickets. I don't know. I've been teasing them for weeks, haven't I? Flavour Craver. I've been teasing them for weeks because I keep telling everybody that I'm releasing my juice, and I keep getting in touch with them to buy it off me, and they've blocked me on everything. I don't think you'd have seen it, Graham, but God, it was funny. And so I said, because obviously Fluids released Ricky, and theirs is a cherry lime float. So I told them mine was I got some old lime from a deserted pub, put it in some Benylin, and topped it off with 12.5% whipped cream, and I've called it Rickets. And they're all going, "Oh, did you know so-and-so's got a new juice?" I said, "Oh, no, I don't." And then I said, "Oh, I'm going to release it through Darkster." Yeah. It's good. It's great to have a laugh unless you drink Rickets. You definitely don't want to drink Rickets. Yeah, it was funny. It was a good laugh. Enjoyed it. And then I started blessing everybody because I've got a black shirt on and then this black thing here. I said, "God, I look like a vicar." So I popped a piece of white paper down there and then started, because I got the glasses on and the bald head. I started blessing everybody. So we had some fun. Still got the remnants. I started on about the 5th or 6th of January with this awful bloody coughing bug. And I've still got the remnants even now. Oh, you've had a beer, have you? That'll release your pain. I used to suffer with my back a lot, muscular, not bone. And every now and again, it used to literally go, so I couldn't do anything. So I used to go for orthopedic massage, and then I'd come home here, and I wasn't able to go to work because I couldn't get in and out of the car. And so I used to sit there and get pissed. And by the time I'd had a few beers, I used to think, my back is cured. I'd be stood straight and pulling my shoulders back and dancing. And then I wake up again the next morning with a massive hangover and a really bad back. But alcohol definitely releases the nerves, doesn't it? It gives you a bit of a break from it. I don't drink myself now, so if I did have a bad back, I don't suffer with a bad back either now, since I've took the exercise route, especially since I've had that bike. I've only had half. All right. Yeah. No, I would have had a lot more than that if I weren't working by this point of the night, if I was ill. But so now I don't touch it at all. Do you know, I had caffeine-free Coke last night. Pepsi, caffeine-free Pepsi. And I had a few of them, probably a litre and a half. And I woke up this morning with the world's worst bloody headache. I thought, Christ, I might as well have been on the special. Only had a half. God, only had a half. I don't miss feeling that bad every morning. It keeps asking me if I want to add a Q&A sticker. So it wants to know what the best part of a muffin is. Don't ask Mr. Intense because he will know. Best part of a muffin. What, muffin the mule? Why do they think that these things are a good idea? Because as soon as you press that button, it puts it in the middle of the screen right in front of my face, so I can't see anything. Whether they think they're doing it for kids, I don't know, but... So my TikTok career, let's go on about that. I don't know how you've got on with it, Stu, but I started the other day, and I mentioned the name of some meat products that look like a meatball. I'm not going to repeat it on here just in case it flags up on here, which is also a slang word or abusive slang word for two males that love each other. So I mentioned I had them for dinner, so I got a red warning about that, saying if I mentioned it again, my account would be cancelled. And then I was on about this microphone that I bought off Amazon, and another red warning came up saying you're not allowed to tell people about things you bought off this thing. What Googling what? What was you Googling? The meat product. What are we on about? Oh, muffin. Yeah, what's the best part of a muffin? The soft bit in the middle. That's all I've got to say about that. So if you want to up your streaming game, take it away, Mickey. You can buy there's the Interview Go from Rode that you can buy. This one's off Amazon. It's a different one. You can actually get the Mic Mini in it. The only real difference is that adapter in the thing. But this was a lot cheaper than the Rode Interview Go, and it's also got a quarter thread in it, so you can actually fasten it on top of a mic stand. And the good thing about this is obviously you can get the microphone really close to your mouth rather than being hung around your neck, so you get rid of the echo if you're like in the kitchen or something. We haven't got that many in tonight. It must be a funny old time. Masses, we didn't have masses in the other night, but it was just a really good stream. And then the other day, I bought this thing to fasten the phone on the handlebars on the back. Anyway, the first time I went out with it, all I did was put my knee under it and keep banging my knee and banging my knee. And I took it off and I chucked it in the drawer and I'd never used it again. Anyway, last week I thought I'm going to have to get it so it works right because I want to do a live stream off my back. Anyway, I moved it to a different place and it didn't even bang my knee. So, yeah, it's good. They're about, I think, well, obviously the Mic Mini, you've got to buy one of them. Or if you've already got the Mic 2, it'll fit in there. But I've got a Mic Mini and a transmitter, or a receiver, I think they call it a receiver that goes in the bottom of the phone. So the Mic Mini was about 27, and the receiver was 14. And then all you do is match them up, and then you put it on top of this microphone thing, and that was about 16 quid, something like that. So if you're going to go live off a phone, it's a lot cheaper than, my bloody SM7B was 200 quid. And they're a lot more expensive than that if you actually buy them brand new properly. I've just got mine a bit cheaper. It was a refurb or something. And it wasn't even a fake. So I tried every which way to find out that was a fake. before the payment cleared, so I could get my money back. And I even after about 2 weeks, somebody said, "Oh yeah, but what you do is you put the serial number in the warranty thing and see how that comes up." Anyway, I put the serial number in the warranty thing, and it said, "How can we help?" So there you go. But nowadays, I mean, if you went live on YouTube and you wanted to do it in the horizontal mode, you just spin the phone round and off you go again. So you could just do it the same as you do on a computer. But I find it's better to do it in the vertical until you get loads and loads and loads of subscribers, because then at least you've got a chance of somebody else popping in and liking what you do, and then sort of staying with you. Because I've got loads like that. Should have made a cup of tea before I started, shouldn't I? Really. Are you back at work then, Stu? Or are you retired now? Or semi-retired or doomed or whatever? Must be awful. I've been quite lucky, really. I've not really had anything that's made me stop at home apart from COVID, and that's in a lot of years. If I definitely if I got the 6 numbers up though on a Saturday night, I probably wouldn't ever work again. To be honest, I'm at that point now. Hello, Timmy. How you doing? Most welcome. Thanks for popping in. That's 11 people have come in at the same time as you, so you must be popular. All right. What age group are you, Stu? If you don't mind me asking. Are you at the age where you could actually just pack it in, or? I've got to be 67 before I can pack it in. I've got another 8 years. Actually, it's a lot nearer than it was when I was 20, isn't it, really? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen then. I don't think I can make enough off the pension to enjoy my lifestyle. So I'll probably have to work a couple of days a week, at the very least. Last stream, I got to hold my hand up. It would look like I was lurking, but total coincidence. No, I didn't think he was lurking. You can lurk if you want, mate. Yeah, I'm 60 in January. Fucking hell. My birthday is in November, so I don't know how I could be 60 in January. I am 60 in November. So you've got to be 67, just same as me, yeah. Yeah, well, you're much older than me then, Stu. I'm at the age now where I wish I'd never got an holiday and I got a big fat pension and I could just say bugger it, to be honest. But a good crying over spilt milk, is there really? I mean, to be honest, when we were younger, we decided that we would, rather than sit about while we were retiring age and then not be able to do anything. We decided that we'd actually just go out there and enjoy ourselves and have the memories, rather than think about going to just to sit about for years and years and years, and then sort of. I mean, now you'd have a struggle to live abroad, wouldn't you, and stuff like that. I wouldn't have the inclination anyway. I'm pleased I never tried to do it. I definitely wouldn't have the inclination now. You just realise that everywhere's the same. So I've no real interest in sort of moving abroad. It's nice just to pop for a few days, but since Lou's been poorly, every time I go anywhere, I want to come home. I'll see if I can find. I don't know how you do it, to be honest. I can't see where the phone is. Just give me a second. Tell you what, it's bloody warm here. Another 2 years, 4 months, and I get my bus pass. Ah, right, nice. Do you live in a geographical area where UBI is being trialled? To see what folk think. What's UBI? UBL? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Oh, there's me. Right, let's see if I can do this. Maybe later. I don't know how you do a bloody link to it, to be honest. I could do it on the computer. Copy. There we go. Right, I'll pop it in the chat. Universal basic income, 1,600 a month. Oh, that'd be all right, wouldn't it? So is that, what's that? Yeah, well, that's basically what we'd get. Our pension would be £200 a week each. Is Simon 0000 in there? You have to watch him. It's lurking everywhere. Right, here we are. See if it'll do it. I can't believe it. I ain't got a spanner in my own chat. Try it again. Oh, shit. Can you copy that, Graham? I don't know if it's come up. No, it's not come up, is it? Right, try again. No, I don't know how it works. Useless. I can't believe that. You'd have thought I'd give myself a spanner so I could put things in my own chat. I was just trying to post that link to that thing. Unless you didn't want to show up. Hang on. Universal basic income, 1,600 a month. That'd do us, really, because with no mortgage, you won't. I suppose on top of that, you get free prescriptions, don't you? My wife gets them already. I've got to wait while November. It's surprising, really, because like when you're young, you obviously don't need a season. I've got a season ticket now, so it costs me £10 a month. Whereas if I didn't have that, it cost me at least £20 a month. So by the time you get 3 or 4 things on your medication, you'd be 40, £50 a month. It must be a struggle, but I say I pay £10 a month. My wife, she's always, I think she's always got her inhalers free because she's asthmatic, but she gets it all free now because she's over 60. She's a little bit older than me. So Simon's not here then, obviously. What are you going to do with your bus pass, Mr. Intense? Are you going to just set off on the bus and turn up everywhere? Is that the plan? Can you just get on a bus and go to a different county or anything like that? Can you just go around the place, all over the place with a bus pass, or is it just local? Here we go. Another question. A book or podcast you'd recommend to everyone? It's a bit bloody not easy, that, is it, really? And you're not allowed to say men only or Fiesta. Do they still make jazz mags? That's a good question. Fair, that's more interesting than a book that you'd recommend, isn't it, really? Be nice if you got a free rail travel permit. It would, wouldn't it, really? Are these lads that have worked, or these people, you can't just keep saying lads because women do it as well, don't they? These people that worked on the railways, they get it, don't they? I think they get it for life. Just set off wherever you want to go and off you go. I mean, just imagine being retired and not having any transport costs. You could just go on booking.com, get a little bit of accommodation somewhere. You'll get reduced rail travel too, do you? Were you part of that, Andrew? It'd be nice, that, wouldn't it? Get on and get off in Scotland. Let's go down and see Coyle for a bit. Jump back on it and go down and see Anki down in Salisbury, that area, out on the plains. Jump back on, pop in at Birmingham on the way past. I've never done a lot of train travel because, say, I'm in ruralish Lincolnshire, and it's just easy to get in your car and do it. I suppose going to Lincoln now is not as easy as it used to be, so that would probably be easy to go by train because it's parking there and it costs a fortune. It costs you more to park than it does to get there. Look at the thickness of that. My wife got this free from the postcode lottery. It's like a thermos flask. The only trouble is with it, you've had it in the cab for about 4 or 5 hours and you just take a swig and it burns on your mouth. What you have to do if you think you want to drink it anytime soon is press the lid down and then just leave it to cool down. I don't know if bus rail applies to outside of hours. Right. Yeah, I don't. I mean, Lincolnshire's a massive place, so if it did the whole of Lincolnshire, you'd be all right. My granddad retired at 50 with a gold-plated pension and free coal for life. He was a miner and a union man and negotiated the closure of a pit. He lived until he was 88. It was all kept secret. Which pit was it? I used to pick the manager up of Yorkshire Main in Dunny. Oh, the gaffer. He was gaffer of Yorkshire Main. I think, what was his name? No, you don't want to say. Yeah. All right. Yeah, it was a rough time with the miners' strike, but it was they were only going to close one, weren't they? And then they went on strike and they shut them all in the end. The only problem is with that, I was on about it to somebody today. We've got a gas-fired power station next to an old coal-fired power station, and they closed it down. And now they keep blowing lumps off it. And I bet the one that's owned by EDF next door, which is the gas one, I bet every time they blow another lump off the thing, they go, "Hoy, hoy, hoy, let's put the price of electric up." Was it the pit my grandfather worked at? My grandfather worked at Yorkshire Main and he broke his back. My brother also worked at Yorkshire Main, which was at Edlington, and he didn't break his back. He fell off a motorbike and he was laid up for 2 years, 3 years, and they kept sending him letters saying, "Please come back to work." And he got no chance because he was absolutely smashed up to smithereens, and it took him years to get his leg healed up. And he was walking around on crutches for years. And it's played him up most of his life, and he has to wear paratrooper boots now because he's had his ankle fused. But it isn't just bad now. Can I see some of them? I could see. I don't know. They'll be flooded out now, won't they? Might be a new way of doing it, won't they? They're on about fracking round here for gas, and they'll soon turn that down. And now they're on about. There's another thing, but where is it? I don't know if you've got it. Is that it? No. They sent us a letter out from a company, and they're on about doing that. Basically, it's nuclear, somewhat fusion. They're on about doing that there now, saying, "Come to our meeting, and we'll tell you all about it." The thing is, they should have never closed the power stations down, should they? Miners have some great stories without exception. I can say, although the work was bad for longevity and dangerous, they all seem to have great camaraderie, unparalleled in any other occupation. I think you're right, yeah. Yeah, so a pit collapsed and it broke my granddad's back, and he was laid in bed for, I think it was 2 years before it fixed, and I think he actually went back to work. Obviously, it didn't damage. He must have just damaged the vertebrae or something like that, so it wasn't snapped in half, obviously. And that's when my mum said they remembered they could get a television. They got a television because obviously he couldn't get out of bed for 2 years. So they got the first telly up the street. I know when my brother worked there, it wasn't bad money. But I suppose a lot of it was danger money, wasn't it? You know, do you want to do that? And I don't think. Well, I actually went for an interview. I went for the not induction, because that means you've got the job. The bit where you start to apply for a job. Went into this classroom and filled all these questionnaires and forms out, and then they never got back to me because it was only soon after that when they closed it down, when they went out on strike. So I had a bit of luck there, really, didn't I? Because I could have got that and then moved all my goods and chattels over nearer to the place, got a flat or something like that, and then I would have been out of work in no time at all. So that would have been that. I think anywhere where it's hard work, dusty and wet, warm. And I used to work in construction, and it was, you used to spend most of your summer there. It was always long hours. It was, 10, 12 hours a day. So then by the time you'd travel to work and then back again, it would be, even more, be another hour and a half each way. And it was always really dusty and always absolutely red hot because the machines there was no air conditioning in the machines, which they've all got air conditioning now. and you used to have a really good laugh because it was how you got through the days. That's how it worked. My grandfather had a similar injury, a dangerous place to work. His brother died down the pit. Yeah, there's a lot of people did, didn't there? And nobody should ever deserve to die at work, because you go to work to make a living. You don't live to go to work. And I think sometimes we all forget that. You're just obsessed by making more money and making sure the job's all right. Remember the steelworks in Bilston in the Midlands? Closed in. I was just leaving school around 1980. I left school on the Friday and went to work on the Monday, making Romney huts. I don't know what a Romney hut is. Yeah, we're not far from Scunthorpe's too. And that was a massive employer, wasn't it? And it's now down to an absolute fraction of what it ever was. But it meant the people in Scunthorpe, most people were associated with working there, and all the clubs were all sort of full every weekend because they had plenty of money. I like this and that. Oh, well. And all that's gone now. There's just actually the one on, what do they call it? I can't remember the name of that road. What goes across the front of the steelworks? There's just that part of it now. Well, they did say they knocked all the line. They knocked half of it down, and after they had done it, made twice as much steel. Because you could walk on the steelworks on a Monday morning, pick a spanner up, walk around all week, and nobody would ask you what you were doing. That's how busy it was with men. Nobody would ever ask you. It wouldn't ever give you a job. You could just walk around with a spanner all week. And you didn't have to do it. I think I need a retouch. The lighting's real good in here. It's up in the roof. In fact, they put a false roof in them when they did the kitchen and put lights pointing down. So it's really good lighting. It's the best lighting we've got. It's not too. I do get a bit of a glow on my head, but not too much. Here we go. Add a Q&A. Do you drink cereal milk? What the hell's cereal milk? The milk out the cereals? Of course you do. You eat all the cornflakes, and then you got all that sugar at the bottom of the milk. You spin it up and then drink it, and it is gorgeous. And it's the best glass of milk you'll ever have. So I started watching a thing last night called Steel, Steal, and it's got her that played Sansa in Game of Thrones. who was married to one of the Jonas Brothers. And it'll maybe come to me in a minute. And I tell you what, it's bloody brilliant. I clicked it on last night. There's season 1's on, or there's a season of it. And I've only got half of one episode to watch, and then the last episode. So I must have watched 4.5 hours of it. It was nearly 3 o'clock this morning when I went to bed, got watching that. And it's called Steel. It's on Amazon Television, if you've got it. I'm trying to think of her name. She's really, really pretty. You've sort of watched her grow up in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, she was about 12 or 13 when she first played Sansa. Sansa, wasn't it? Sansa Stark. And then she went off and had a couple of kids with one of the Jonas Brothers, and then he fell out with her or something. So he must be mad. But she seems a really good actress. I've only ever seen her acting in Game of Thrones before. And her earlier efforts in Game of Thrones weren't as brilliant as they were as it got later on. The other little one, she's bloody brilliant, isn't she? You don't see her. I was watching an interview with her, and apparently she had a rough life at the hands of one of her family members. And she said she's actually wealthy enough now to never work again. The one that played Isla Stark. But if you've not watched Game of Thrones, you don't have a clue what I'm on about. Have you all gone to bed? I think I need to. 46 minutes? Let's see. I'll be back on Thursday night anyway. We'll do a late one on Thursday night. So I'll, when I finish this one, I'll actually schedule it. But the only problem is with an Apple phone, you can't schedule them for the 30 minutes. You've got to put them on for just the 11 o'clocks. I might be able to do it on this Android. I wonder if that'd work out. Do it on the Android and then go into it on the Apple. I wonder if that'd work out. I might give that a go. See how we go on. Anyway, I'm going to leave you all to it. 47 minutes. I think that's enough for me tonight. I've already been live for half an hour this morning, so that's over 2 hours. If you start to miss me when I'm gone, you'll have to go on to on replay and watch the one from lunchtime. Thank you very much, everyone, for popping in, and we'll catch you all soon.